Okay, tell me your name and what you do.
So my name is Majid. I'm a local poet from Portsmouth, originally from Zimbabwe. So spent half my life living in Zimbabwe, and now I call Portsmouth my home. Very two different type of cultures. Also a mixed race. I got a lot of. I think I've got every single type of race in me from doing one of those DNA tests. But yeah, just love a bit of poetry and just now call myself a local lad from Portsmouth. Yeah.
So, what was the inspiration for your poem?
So I suppose the inspiration for my poem was to use my voice, my words to bring everyone together. I've seen it myself with the football and how it brings everybody together as one collective, effectively like a family. And I was inspired to write this poem not only for myself but for everybody to be able to understand it, relate it, and actually speak it as and when they need to. So yeah, great to be part of this project.
So, why did you call your poem Illuminated Voices?
So I called it Illuminated Voices. I had a couple of more different titles, but I felt Illuminated Voices was the one that was drawing it to me. Light and vibration and sound and anything that illuminates, like wow. Just like when you go to football, or just when you find out something good news or something, like your whole body becomes illuminated with that rush of like, oh wow. And I felt like the many different voices, whether it's the players or the fans or just the local people or me, actually coming together and saying this poem, it illuminates it and it brings out the message even more. Effectively drowns out any darkness that comes out from the discussion around racism and hate. I felt Illuminated Voices was probably the strongest title I could choose to bring out the words in this poem. Yeah.
Okay. Why did you call your poem Illuminated Voices?
So I thought about it, and I had a lot of different titles, but Illuminated Voices was what drawn me to it. And illuminated, when you get illuminated, whether it's in life, whether whatever happens, the vibration of it, the words, thinking of all these voices coming together as one, illuminating the stadium, illuminating the city, illuminating the darkness, the little pockets. And I felt that was just the right two words to choose for this poem, Illuminated Voices.
Can you tell us what experiences did you draw upon when writing your poetry?
Experiences I've drawn upon were life experiences. Certainly not being born from this country, certainly meeting people in this country and back at home, meeting people that generally just don't like colour. I've used my experience not only as a poet but as an individual and through my life, and understanding that the way I see life, that each person that I meet is effectively a book, and I'm reading a chapter in their story and they are reading a chapter in mine. So I may meet someone and not like them, but it depends on that chapter they've opened up on that day. So we're constantly reading each other. So I was inspired to write this poem to bring people together, to make people understand that actually somebody may not understand hate, they may not understand crime, they may not understand that. So I feel that this poem can bring people together and start having the conversation to say, actually, do we need to educate people? Do we need to spend some more time understanding what is the issue? Because when we're all young little boys or little girls, when we're all young kids, Billy, what you want to be? Majid, what you want to be? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a fireman. I want to be this. No one ever says I want to hate the colour of skin. So that was my inspiration through my own life.
Brilliant, thank you. Tell us about your experiences in Portsmouth of racism and discrimination.
Racism and discrimination, experiences that I've experienced, it's been a double edge. I've had some good responses. I've had people that have had my back because of stuff that has happened. I've also seen situations where I've gone into a local shop and been followed by a security guard purely because I'm not white. I've had instances where I've gone to places and because I'm a different colour, I don't seem to fit in there, and it's quickly well known that actually you need to live here. But what I have found through poetry and through art is I've actually brought people together from different races, different cultures, and actually today some of them are one of the best friends together. So I removed myself from having that hate and that anger, like why is this happening to me? And I use the poetry and art to try and bring the cultures and people together. And I've seen it work, and I've seen people change. And I think we all need to look at that change and not necessarily trying to find a solution to the problem, but bring people together in a room, because we are one people. We are one person. We drink a cup of tea. Some people may dunk their biscuit first, or some people may drink the tea first, but at the end of the day we're all having a cup of tea, and that's what I try to do, is to try and bring people together.
How do you feel we can reduce hatred and intolerance of all forms?
Personally, I feel if you're trying to reduce any hatred and any forms of that within the city, you've got to engage the communities. There are communities that you won't necessarily see out in Portsmouth that will stay within themselves purely because they feel scared, they feel that they don't want to be involved. At the same time, you also want to engage the local community and show them that actually there's no need to be scared of spending time with those people. So effectively infuse the cultures together, infuse them, where you've got a local person minding and teaching someone a simple thing like how to order coffee, and then you've got somebody of colour that's not from this country who's teaching the other person how to cook sweet rice with coconut and almonds and sultanas and stuff like that. So infuse the cultures together. I often ask people this question, people that are not from this country: if an English person says to you, come to my house for tea, what happens? And the answer I get is, oh my friend, we go for a cup of tea, and I take cake. It's like, no, tea means you come for dinner. So it's the little things like that that you teach each different cultures together. And I think you need to outreach, and you need to be more open-minded, and you need to have more sessions and just infuse the two cultures together. And you'll be amazed that people, when they come together, people become themselves, and that hatred is all gone.
What do you see as the benefits of reducing hate crime? You kind of answered it already, so that might... Is there any more to say on that, do you think?
Well, benefits of reducing hate crime, you're going to find more productive kids in school. You're not going to find the bullying. You're going to find less rates of children, young kids and young males especially, trying to commit suicide and stuff like that. You're going to find that there's a certain vibe in the city where there's safety, and that says a lot. The police and the local services can carry on with what they need to do. They can carry on with mentoring and stuff like that. Reducing hate has a massive effect down, and adults to a certain point, but when you're looking at 18-year-olds and under, like in school and stuff like that, it massively reduces that, and then it's a domino effect. You're looking at good grades, people doing sport, people more active, people looking... The children are the ones that you need to educate. You help the children, everything else that comes up stays fine. Kids are the ones that change their parents' minds. Parents don't change their kids' minds.
What message do you want people to take from your poem, Illuminated Voices?
That's a good question.
So can you start the answer by saying the message I want people to take from my poem?
Okay. So the message I want people to take from my poem is to understand that effectively we are one person. Colour doesn't matter, style of hair doesn't matter, the food that you eat doesn't matter. We are one person. We are as a unit. Take it as yourself. If you've got a cold or if you've hurt yourself, then your body doesn't function too well. So same with us as a society, we are one person. And the more we help each other, the more we strive to make a better person of each other. The main thing I want people to take out from my poem when they read it is promise me that you would be the better version of yourself than you were the day before. and you'll be the better version of yourself the day that you were before and before and before. And maybe next time you're on Facebook or you're on Twitter, maybe you'll add peace as a friend and repost and retweet the message from peace. That's what I would like here.